Okay. Mic check. Good. Video check. Good. Let's get started. So, I'm kind of combining the Kilo tech and gameplay in one video. Um, Time has been very constrictive in my life, so can't make them in two separate videos. Maybe that's just poor time management on my part. You could blame either or, but it's the best I can do. We can talk about the budget version, I guess, first. Uh, if you don't know what Kilo does, whenever he becomes tapped, you get to proliferate. So a lot of our permanents have effects that put counters on themselves. Now, the other drawback is this is a bit of a puzzle piece deck. We want to find a way to untap our stuff, and we want to find a way to tap our stuff without having to dedicate to combat, so we can abuse this multiple times a turn. And we need the counters to be worth proliferating. So it's a bit of a puzzle piece deck. 3 pieces in one, really. I'm not a big fan of puzzle decks, just because I've had one too many lessons learned that it doesn't work out because you do have to assemble a puzzle. But we're going to try it fun. He's a cool commander. I think he's one of the better proliferation commanders. The other one that I really liked recently that was also a puzzle piece deck was the pirate from Lost Caverns. But we got planeswalkers in here with very scary emblems. I think the fun one is probably Teferi Who Slows the Sunset, mostly because we get to untap our stuff on other people's turns. It's very much like Seedborn Muse. And these are the most desirable effects. There are at least a handful of effects that untap your stuff on your end step, like Sphinx of the Second Sun. There was a blue enchantment from Aether Adrift. There was a white creature from Jumpstart that untaps artifact creatures, but it only does it on your end step. So, unfortunately, they face the axe and bit the dust. And the reason being is there's actually a lot of sweet synergies or a lot of sweet cards that untap our stuff multiple times every time we go around the table. So, doing it just once isn't good enough. Not doing it twice isn't good enough. But doing it 4 times per evolution of the table, now that is something worth cooking. If you wonder why I called it the metric system, obviously Kilo, um, the name inspired that title for the deck list. If you didn't know, the metric system uses a unit of measurement and then you multiply it by a certain thing. So the prefix kilo means 1000. So I guess in this scenario it's 1000 apogee mines. I don't see any mines going on in there. Maybe 1000 little arms poking off of them, but you get the thing. If you weren't very big into chemistry class or you're not a big math nerd, then sorry. That's the metric system uses the prefix kilo for 1000 of something. And I'm a huge fan of the metric system. I hate the imperial system. Only us and Great Britain uses the imperial system, and what's even weirder is we use our own separate imperial system. So like we need to get with the program and start doing things metrically like everybody else in the world, because something I really hate is cooking and using the imperial system. I think it's the lamest goddamn thing in the world. I also use the metric system a lot because of my job. I'm a nurse. So I have to deal with a lot of med calculations. So I need exact numbers, not pounds or what's the other classic imperial increment that I see a lot. Usually volumes are pretty obnoxious, like gallons and quarts and cups. It's just like, I don't want it. I don't want it. But I went on my own separate tangent. We're going to talk about the things that are unique. Like I said, we have 3 goals: untapping our thing, tapping our thing, and targets to put counters on. So we're going to talk about those types of things. Salt Dominator puts counters on our stuff. Zilla puts counters on ourselves with the energy synergy. Let me silence my phone. Otherwise, we're going to hear Captain Falcon showing our moves over and over again. It triggers on attack, but what's nice is with our commander, if it is attacking too, we can layer the triggers however we want. We'll put the Kilo trigger on first, Assaultron on after. Assaultron will resolve first, the counters will get thrown on. We'll have targets for Kilo, not only for the thing we're putting counters on +1/+1 wise, but also we could increase the energy count so we never run out. Simic Manipulator, it's got Evolve. Lets us steal stuff by removing counters. Super fun. Luminarch Aspirant, at the beginning of combat, we throw a counter on something. Spirit Dragon, whenever we cast a non-creature spell, we throw a counter on itself. We have a good chunk of non-creature spells. If I do the count here, 50 cards. So we should have a counter on this before we activate Kilo. No problem. It's cheap enough where we could follow up with another spell and segue quite nicely. What's up, man? Welcome. Thanks for watching or listening, whatever you're doing. Shadow watching. I'm happy nonetheless that you're here. Markback Walker. It comes in with counters. We'll probably only invest 2 mana into this, so it comes in with 1. And then eventually, if it dies, we draw cards equal to the number of counters on it. So it's a nice, fun threat. Forces people to have to deal with it eventually, and when they do, we refill our hand. Mothos Changeling. This is one of our tappers. Let's just tap down Kilo as many times as we can. Untap him so we get the proliferation trigger. And you can tell because it has that nice colon on him. Look at that colon over there. Oh, that's such a nice colon. Might have to get a good cleaning of that colon later. Much cleaner than that colon. Inti. This guy throws counters on combat and gives us card advantage. Steel Overseer, we throw counters on all of our artifact creatures. Unfortunately, we don't got a lot of them, but it's still a fun trigger. It also combos nicely with our stuff that untaps every upkeep on other people's turns, so we can make at least Steel Overseer and our commander really big pretty consistently. And we got a handful of other creatures. It's just a nice blanket effect. Crystalline Crawler, we make mana by removing counters from him. It's a nice little trigger. Yeah, that dusty colon might need a cleansing. There you go. That's the phrase I was looking for. Grand Architect lets us tap a creature down. It has to be blue, but Kilo's already blue, and we get to add 2 colors to spend on artifact spells or artifact abilities. And we got a couple of artifacts that use abilities that also need mana. White Plume Adventure. Now, this is one of our cards that untaps our thing every person's turn. There's actually a lot of these effects in white. Surprisingly more than there is in blue or in green. I think green is the most memorable because of Seaborn. But I feel like white kind of gets overshadowed because Seaborn untaps everything. The white just tends to only untap creatures, but in the right shell, untapping creatures on everybody's turns is pretty darn effective. Sky Knight Squire gets bigger when we cast creatures. Blighted Agent to start the poison alternative win con. Silent Hull Creeper puts counters on himself, draws his cards. Eventually makes a copy of something. It'd be kind of fun to make a copy of, White Plume or something of that nature. Archives, that's not. It just draws his cards. God of Souls. This puts counters on our stuff. Whenever creature enters. Well, we get energy. We could spend energy to put a flying counter and 2 counters on some. This thing is pretty damn annoying. For me personally, I've come across this multiple times, and I'm like, man, this thing pulls a lot of darn good duty, and I want to get a taste of that duty so much. Uh, Colons and duty. Uh, Drum bellower untaps her stuff on other people's turns. Prologue to Pharesis to get the poison counters on everybody. Everflowing Chalice, a mana rock that scales. It gets bigger every time we proliferate it. Horde Hauler. This is one of our tapping of like outlets. It lets us taps like most of the crew mechanic enables tapping our commander down whenever we feel it. Like it and at instant speed. That's probably the nicer parts. I like instant speed. I don't like being vulnerable. Granted, this will eat up our clock. Same with the moth dust changeling, but I would like to interact with things on the stack if I can. And this guy's also super good because I feel like artifacts are super popular. I think 34 cents for this thing is criminally undervalued. Once it hits someone, we make treasure equal the number of artifacts said player has. So we should make a lot of treasures off this. And they come in untapped. So if you don't run this in your red decks, I recommend you start because it's super good. I've been beat by it recently. I'm going to give it a shot myself. Golem Foundry. This is a counter payoff. We remove 3 counters to make a 3/3 body. It's a significant token. Anything that's bigger than a 2/2, I think is significant. Power Auto Generator. It's a rock that scales based on counters on it. Same with Cornucopia. Sting. This is a untap enabler that affects everybody's turn. Sky Sovereign to tap our stuff, and we could plunk people's stuff off for 3 damage. Weatherlight, another tapper, lets us dig for cards from the top of our library. Relic of Legends, this is just a fun, like, pseudo-synergistic piece. Like, it's a mana rock, generates 2 mana, and it taps our thing down, so why not? We'll take Key to untap our commander, or whatever sweet artifact we have in play. Same with Manifold Key, they both do the same thing. Manifold Key is slightly different in that we can make something unable to block. Or unable to be blocked, I should say. So if we get something big enough, we can make it unblockable and hopefully kill someone. Earthros is a card advantage piece whenever we cast an artifact. Once we have it at level 3, but our commander has 3 power, so it's online the turn we play it, ideally. Clock of Omens untap artifacts, and it also taps, so it fulfills 2 roles really nicely. Paradise Mantle generates mana, taps our commander down when we need it. It's also really mana efficient. Opposition. We could do some tricksy kind of stuff. We could tap people's stuff down and get our triggers for proliferating, essentially. Prop Room lets us untap creatures on other people's turns. The right half of this card does. Fill out our retreat, throw counters on our board. Just Guy's tendency to untap our stuff whenever we cast a non-creature spell. We got 50, so yeah, Lost Jete. How expensive is Lost Jete? Hmm. Is this the one that deals damage for the counter? I really wanted to avoid um, having to go to combat and exchange blows. It's not bad. It's an option. So, like, if you want to play it, I totally would understand. I'm not going to judge anybody for playing it. It's really officially costed only play one to equip. I think I mostly just lost budget constraints. Like I can it's about the same rate as like Luminarch. You know what I mean? We invest 2 mana to get a token onto something or a counter onto something. I guess the only difference is I don't need to attack somebody. So like it just has this has a slightly more narrow window versus Luminarch did not. And it just didn't make the cut. Like I said, if you want to include it, it makes sense to me. Intruder Alarm, this will break people over your knee. Now, everyone has creatures in their deck. Not only is it expected that you can untap yourself once a turn on everybody's turn, but you can do it multiple times. You have to be kind of careful, but I think it's worth the risk. Like if someone has like an obnoxious mana dork like Bloom Tender or something, then it could be kind of busted. But I feel like most of the time we could abuse this better than most. So Intruder Alarm is a must. It's $1.67 as well. Unstoppable Plan. I had to make some budget cuts, and Unstoppable Plan made the cut. Versus when we go to the budget less version, Unstoppable Plan isn't in there. We get one untapped step at our end step. Precipice Partnership, we get to tap things down to make treasure tokens. It's great. Virtual Loyalty, we want the enchantment side of this. At the beginning of our end step, we untap our stuff and throw a +1/+1 counter on everything. So it's useful across the board in at least 2 different areas. It gives us an untap trigger and it throws counters at everything. Okay, let's talk about the budgetless version real quick, and then we'll get into the games. I'm only going to talk about the stuff that's unique that was too expensive for me to include. Lion Sash. I wonder why I didn't have this in there. Maybe I overshot it, but it's pretty budget affordable. We exile something from a graveyard. If it's a permanent, we throw a counter on itself. Aura of Domination. This was getting a little too spendy. At the time, this had jumped up to like $10 when I built this list, and it's purely because Kilo was coming out. It seems like the price is starting to settle down a little bit because it wasn't played. This was like a bulk uncommon at like a penny. Here we are at $5.50 because now has a place. This is I actually already had one of these in my collection. I already have a lot of cards in Magic, like in paper, and I actually love sifting through bulk binders. And if it looks like off the wall, weird and unique, I trade or buy it on the spot for reasons like this. Is something will come out in the future that really wants this effect, and I really don't want to pay for that in the future. Here we are. It's like 5,000 times more expensive than what it was. Ledger Shredder. Whenever a player casts a second spell, we can throw a counter on it and do some card selection. Polywog Symbiote draws cards. Has evolved, so we can put counters on it. Ad infinitum. Oh, I'm not sure. There is an infinite combo. Let's see. It has to do with. I don't know if I have it in here or not. I just know of it. It's a 3-card combo. It used to show you the combo lines. I don't know what happened to that. Okay, there you go. Down here. Kilo, Paradise Mantle, freed from the real. Okay, that kind of stuff. You make infinite mana. You use the Paradise Mantle to tap it for a blue. You use the freed from the real or the whatever it's called, the equivalent enchantment to untap it, so you get infinite proliferation triggers. I do think I have it in here. Yeah, I do. Freed from the real and Penman's Aura, which were too expensive to include in the budgetless version. Long range sensor. This gives us some unique card advantage. Move 2 charge counters to discover 4. And a lot of our deck is 4 or less. It's over 50%. It's pretty good. Something that's unique. Cosmogrand Zenith. We cast our second spell. We could throw a counter on our whole board. Controlling Peacemaker whenever an opponent commits a crime, which happens a lot. That's a big text box. You could assume it's going to happen quite often. We proliferate. Now, some hidden tech. Kellen the Fey Blooded. We use this to tutor our combo pieces. So we either get Penman's Aura or we get the Mantle. Whatever ore that we're missing. And that's how we close out games that way. And it works because our combo pieces are both equipment and or auras. I think I have the 2-drop that tutors that way too. Yeah. Open the armory. So I kind of snuck those in there. Sneaky tutors that are actually we tutor our combo pieces. Insight Engine made the cut. We draw cards. I think when I originally built this, all the commander cards were really expensive. $1.42 is nothing. You could fit this in the budget version for sure. But that is why it wasn't in there. I haven't touched this list in like not even that long. It's only been a week since I finished up building this, and it's already price fallen pretty hard. Unwinding Clock makes a cut. Lets us untap artifacts on every player's untap step, so we get another one of those kinds of pieces. One ring, so we could draw a shitload of cards and hurt ourselves really fast. Hopefully, we could see more cards where the life loss doesn't matter. And that's it. Let's play some games. I drink some of my cucumber water. E3. Okay, we can join this guy. See if we can find one that's slightly more full. Not really. Potato Train. Nice to meet you. While we wait, I can make the stream for tomorrow. I'll use my time wisely. Oh, never mind. Game started. Don't even have to wait. Mm. Dude, I've seen this guy at least 4 games in a row. I played like 3 games last night, and he showed up in every game. Demons have menace, lifelink, and haste. Wow. That is obnoxious. On combat, so you get the trigger, you play it. If you play it main phase 1. We could tutor. Turn 2. His hand's kind of clunky. No, let's mulligan. They're free for a reason. Oh, Jesus. Now I regret not taking the first hand. Going to 5. Okay. Right. We already going to 5 cards, so Mox Diamond feels bad. Let's ditch Spire. Okay. On a good note, we got one of the best tapping and untapping effects. We could untap and tap our commander as many times as we have mana. So it doesn't get much better than that. And we have a thing worth proliferating. We could make a really big robot. I got some gas. I could make 2 scary robots between this and this. Wow. The Basim players, they got a pretty good start. Dump the hand. Let's see if we could win with a 5-card hand. I haven't done it in a while, but it is possible. I think we'll get our Triumph. Look at that rank you got there, Pride. I think you're almost a lieutenant coming around the corner there. Dude, another Soul Ring into 2 mana artifact. It's one thing to see it, like, I feel like I see this once a game from one person, but to see it from 2 people in one game, it's like, damn. What pact with the devil did you guys make? They both cut their lives in half, I guess. Jesus. It's a lot of mana. 8 on turn 3. Makes me feel like a peasant. Yeah. I hope Jumpy and Tiger Blind do, but it rarely works out that way. I was playing last night, and I swear to God, the 2 leading players never touched each other in all 3 of those games that I played. I was like, what is going on? Your biggest competitor is just like sitting right there and you're ignoring him. Red and blue is probably more important right now. But I digress. As I've discussed last night, I should only focus on what I can and can't control. And other people and what they do with their turns is something I can't control. Just gotta let it go. Let it go, let it go. A weird scenario because um, I will attack next turn and use up a counter. Actually, I think I'm okay. No, because turn 3, I'll attack with this, remove a counter, throw a counter on itself. And then play this as well. I can't attack with this again because then I'll drain the no, I can. I'm just talking on my ass. I forget what I said because I could layer the triggers. I can before the energy counter gets spent. Uh, I trigger this. The downside is it won't get the counter thrown on it. I have to wait, but I can at least proliferate the one that's on here. A little bit of delay. I'd prefer to spread it out. Oh, geez. Well, Breaker Horror is on the table in turn 3. That's pretty brutal. Shit. What's funny is I think the guy who made the table said no whole breach, which is funny if this guy is. No, there's someone else in here in the lobby who made a B3. It said no whole breach, and it's just funny that it's a factor in this game already. This thing's hard to beat. I don't know why he played it main phase 1. He could have played it at instant speed and maybe killed the Medicant. Could have baited that out. Well, my permanent strategy gets notably worse. All my investments of proliferating counters goes out the window. Mm. We'll play our commander, but I expect our stuff to get bounced. Boss one, kata. I did get Grand Architect, so I can start tapping things pretty quickly. Sinking mana to get Unwinding Clock down. I haven't seen one of these in a while. No, though, this is like one of those things where, like, you remember Krovax, the white version of this, but you never remember having, like, you know that there's a black one in existence, but you never remember his name. I wonder what that phenomenon is called. I guess there is a limit to how much he could bounce. Like, he's running low on cards. Um, at least we have that going for us. What is he bouncing? He's bouncing his own. Okay. He plays his Soul Ring. This is another thing. Probably bounces this. He just bounces all of our permanents back on turn 4. Oh, that's really shitty. At least it's not non. It's he can't bounce our lands, but like he basically undid all of our turns. He's the only one with a board state, and he could do this indefinitely. It's really frustrating. This is probably like one of the common setups with Soul Ring and Hullbreaker Horror. Now we just have to sit here and wait for him to bounce all our shit to our hands. What do you? Why didn't you return this? Oh wait. Okay. He can't bounce one of our things and his own perm. Okay, that was stupid of me. There's a trade-off. Unless he could copy triggers. Can't equip it. Is this a legendary creature? No, not yet. Close, but not yet. Is it really? I didn't know that. When I talked about remembering only white, the white version. I wonder if that's similar to other people, if they remember the white one over the black one in terms of names. Grovax is just a very memorable name. Yeah, fuck you. Is it? I have a feeling this guy's gonna hit me too. I just have this inkling. Alright. I'm only hell. I'm only 3 mana behind the guy on the left. Yeah, whatever. I could understand. He can't attack here. He can't attack here because he wants to probably cast something so he can make a copy of it. Eventually. I'm just the vulnerable player at the table. It does grind my gears a little bit. Thinking of everybody here, me and the guy on the left have the hardest time are playing around this. This guy wants his stuff to be bounced so he can make copies of it. I got time walked. Feels bad. Feeling bad is an understatement. I'm just aggravated. Like, what's the point? I can play him again, and then we're back in the same boat that we left off. It's like I did nothing. I gotta suck it up, I guess. Oh shit, he does. I never noticed that. Whoops. Could have gotten a counter earlier. Fucked up. All is fair in love and war. If he's gonna be tagging me because it's advantageous, then so be it. Yeah, I just didn't realize it. First time taking him out for a spin. Oh, I could pay multiple. That's kind of sick. It's weird that it imposed the questions separately. Like I couldn't tell what was targeting what. I guess I should have hovered over. If it highlighted, I would have better known. Oh well. Sure. Yep. It's my cucumber water. You have to pay 2 per thing. You have a lot of mana. Yep. Hits me with the bigger one of the two. Why not? Hot chocolate doesn't have an interest to me right now, but I am kind of thirsting for some coffee. Oh, Jesus. This only kills my thing. Kills nothing of anybody else's. And he killed his tokens off. Why? Now I'm really kicking myself in the balls for, yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. He lost more permanence than everybody else here, and he cast a spell. Why would you do that? He just 3-for-1'd himself. I played with Tiger Blind, though. Maybe he has his reasons. I don't know. Maybe he knows me. Maybe some bad blood from the past. I like to think there's no bad blood, but maybe there is. You know what I mean? Okay. Why not? Why not hit the guy with the least amount of mana who has the least amount of permanence in play? Go for it. I have I've played a robot. I've played our commander twice. Bounces the board wipe on a stick. Because I guess it's doing him a favor over here. Him playing his board wipe is beneficial to himself. He's encouraging it. Yes, keep playing your board wipe so you kill your own stupid tokens. That's a 13-3. It can't be blocked. One of the best things to make copies of coupons. Then you don't have to pay anything for the clones. No. Voyager or Tutor? Not bad. It will show restraint. Unlike these people who hit me just to hit me for whatever reason. Now this guy doesn't have an excuse to be beaten on me. Like he's got his speed. Congratulations. I don't know why I even bothered. I knew he had that in his hand, and I know he's doing these effects to, I don't know. The stuff that these two are doing, it kind of makes me think that they're team playing a little bit. Like, he plays this, and it only affects me and the guy on the right, while this guy in the middle gets away scot-free, and then he keeps on killing his own tokens off. Should have went to combat first so you could maximize your damage and hit me for 3 damage. And then you should have played this to kill my shit off. That's the proper way of doing it. I have a feeling that this is coming my way. If all of this comes my way, I'll just die. I'll let it kill me. Won't even bother blocking. These guys could figure it out for themselves. For someone that didn't have any card advantage, this guy has drawn a pretty perfect sequence. Ramped up to 8 mana by turn 3, played Hullbreaker Horror, and unfortunately, between the three of us, we haven't drawn a single removal spell. We've been under his thumb ever since, but between the two players on the right of him, they've been taking pock shots at us, on top of the guy in the middle fucking me up when I'm in dead last at the table. $20. Can we make it 21 and kill me right now? This is commander damage, so I guess he can kill whoever he feels like it, but why not me? You've already done a ton of damage to me. Feels like my time. Now, at this point, you let me live, so you have a better chance at winning. You kill your two biggest competitors, one of them, and then you just let me drown in misery. There you go. Dead. What a shocker. That was the correct thing to do. Hit your biggest competitor. Now, this does kind of like prove my theory of like maybe these two are in cahoots with each other, because he could have selected him first. Now, was his board state better than the guys on the right? Not really. So, I'll let it continue. Just keeping in the back of my mind. Now, his next turn, he should kill this guy and continue to let me do nothing. Nothing of worth mentioning, really. God, what a terrible game. Get a little tilted. Know what to do. Feels futile. Play something, do something, anything. Guess I need mana. Paradise Mantle. All this guy on the left has done is pave the way for the guy in the middle to do whatever he wants. He hasn't even, like. He's interacted with the board, but with everybody but the guy that's winning. It's hard to deal with the guy that's in the driver's seat when we got nothing to work with. How you want to hit the guy when he's got lethal commander damage, not 3 turns ago when he had 8 mana in play? I'll reconsider. Come my way. Come on, bring it down. All right, you coward. It's a big X spell. Cool. It's an edict effect. Waited till now to play it. Thank you. That's what I needed. Just some bad timing. I guess I have mana again? It'll, like, I'll feel like a total asshole if I bitch and moan for the first. How long? How long have we been playing? I wish I could see the recording button. Been playing for an hour. If I've been bitching and moaning for. Actually, no, I've been playing for an hour. I talked about the decks. It's been 45? Yeah, roughly 45 minutes, and we come out on top, then I'll feel like a douchebag. But I'm not going to hold my breath. We're kind of just right back to where we left off here. I could keep this tapped down indefinitely. I could do that. I could be a swell guy. But I kind of want to make this asshole sweat a little bit for that bullshit he did to me earlier. I want to be petty. Um, I'm short. I guess I could tap it. Why not? I have nothing worthy of tapping. That sucks. I can make 3 mana and be 1 short for Unwinding Clock. Bum bum bum. Got one sad thing to proliferate, and the thing that used the energy counters is dead. Okay. I'm gonna make this guy sweat. I predict that he will go this way. And then I'm going to use my opposition to keep this thing tapped down Hopefully indefinitely. And then I come back and win this game. Make this guy do my dirty work. Feeling pretty spiteful this game. All the bullshit hits I took this game. The unnecessary aggression. Yeah, you can make a demon, but no matter the amount of life you make, you still die to that. And you could hit me. Why not? Or this guy could kill me. I don't know. I don't really care what he does, but I'm kind of hedging my bets that he wants this guy dead. I think I would double my permanence in play. And has a copy of Hullbreaker Horror. If I was a betting man. You only have 2 mana. Yeah. You hit me. Do it. Nope. He's got 2 mana and 1 card in his hand. He doesn't want to give it up. Let's see. Does this guy let this guy. Does he let him keep a copy of Hullbreaker Horror? I wouldn't put it past him. It's possible. I just pray to God that this guy doesn't find any card advantage. Oh, this is card advantage. Never mind. He replaces every historic card he plays. That's obnoxious. It only happens once a turn, but it's pretty darn effective. One power short. He could kill me. Nope. I am surprised. It's not a bad draw. You said something worth proliferating now. Hmm. Deal with the lightning greaves so I could tap it down, but I don't want to show my hand. I can't protect the Tezzeret. Hmm. I can't proliferate them twice, so I could get the trigger I really want, which is whenever an artifact becomes tapped, I draw a card. The other downside is this is in play, and that will kill me if I start tapping my artifacts. So I wish for a Skyclave whatever operation could hit this and this, because I kind of need it to. We'll just play the apparition, kind of set up our future turns with opposition. Yeah, we can make this blue. It's only artifact creature. Never mind. We'll just play this. All good. I'm gonna move the Paradise Mantle over since I have 1 mana left over. Since I'm kind of in this weird funk where I am tapping this down for 2 colorless, I don't get to use this for the colored mana. Should have put it over here. Get some use of my apparition. Oh, man. Sure. Hmm. This thing doesn't have first strike. You can die in combat. Hopefully, the guy on the right doesn't draw a historic card. It's probably a big ask, though. Could have exiled the brass choir, so can't get it back with buried ruin. Cast it to get a draw trigger. I don't know if he sees the line or if even wants to bother with it. It's not exactly an ideal target, but if you got no cards in hand, you're kind of desperate, and you do anything just to see an extra card. See, that's what I mean. I called it actually. I get to see another dumb card and make this unblockable. Could have took that away from him. Maybe the guy on the left didn't see the line either. Although I've been kind of playing high risk, high reward. This guy could kill me whenever he feels like it. So I wouldn't mind if we died either. I would just play a new game. This game's been mildly irritating. Why does he play this? I don't know. I guess so it's harder to tag him back. It's like pseudo vigilance. You don't got a lot of options in blue and black, that's for sure. Ooh, wear and tear is pretty good. Can I play this and opposition though? Fortunately, I only have. If I had artifacts in my hand to play, uh, that'd be an option. So I could tap his stuff down twice. He'd untap his thing once. I don't have a lot of life either, so hits me for 4, drains me for 2. I'm down to 7. When the tech in the deck is annoying. Ooh, forgot that this can be moved at instant speed too. So he still has this goddamn thing. So regardless, I die. I go to tap this thing down. He untaps this. He has plenty of mana to move it back over. Oh wait, he doesn't have double black. But I'm at 13 life, so I'd lose. Doesn't matter what I do. Yep. Goddamn cranial plating. Oh, he forgot about this land. We get to see another turn. Probably didn't deserve to see that turn, but we get to see another turn. Nonetheless. What is a silver bullet to my deck? God damn. This fucking sucks. All I do is tap my shit down. Spreading it around so I can't tap his stuff down. Raid's not bad. Oh, I gotta cast where I can do it at instant speed, which is kind of nice. See if he does any tricky shenanigans, moving his stuff around. Can kind of maybe catch him with his pants down a little bit. Can't attack him because of this. Okay, it's fine. White source. Okay. Wow. I'm surprised I get to keep on playing. For some reason. It's the most annoying artifact. Just too many goddamn things that need to die. I guess I could take away an attacker. It's probably more effective at this point. Feels stupid, but I think that is more important at this point. I could be greedy and play this, but I don't think we are anywhere near doing anything like winning, so we will just hit him for some damage. If I could find a way to throw counters on this, we might actually close this game out. How many games I've played where opposition has saved a particular friend's life? And now it kind of feels nice to have it on the other foot. Okay. It delays me, costs me mana to play this. I'm on a clock. I have 4 turns to find an answer to this or win the game. It Tezzerite will kill me, so it's kind of a dead card right now. If I get rid of the shoulder head. Then I could alt this and potentially draw myself out of this pickle we're in. I guess I could play it and do nothing with it. Just to not, I don't know, have to invest mana into it later. Oh, come on, let me tap. Did I do it too late? Yeah, I think I clicked OK too fast. No. Mana drain. Didn't even use it anyways. Man, that last turn, I clicked too fast. I got too antsy. We lose by 4, we know why. Winning this game was a long shot anyways. It would have been nice because I could have animated my clock and just proliferated him back up. More mana for the guy who has all the mana he could possibly need. I think that guy just saw the word planeswalker and was like, kill it with fire, do it now. We must kill it. Didn't bother reading what it did. And truth be told, we should have been dead a long time ago if he knew what this did. There you go. Does he see it? There you go. GG! I tapped my shit wrong. Yeah. New game. That was a pretty frustrating game from like start to mid game. Like I was getting hit by those guys for pretty much no damn reason. The other two players. And then the guy that had the lead was just uncontested from start to finish almost until I got the opposition in play. And I ended up drawing a good chunk of removal, like the apparition and the wear and tear. Massacre Girl. That's a rough matchup. Jan Jansen. Okay. This ain't bad. Hopefully the Massacre Girl doesn't get the cheap board wipes online too quickly. Normally, these decks want to get this out and play first before they start playing like the removal pieces. So I might be able to get this thing big enough where she can't kill it right off the bat. I got an intruder alarm too. That's fun. You get the tap land out of the way. Red or white? I think white because we had 2 pips with white in them. Tonight's been another rough night of Magic. There's always been a dedicated control player at the table. Red, black, and white are represented. My orchard is just won't tap for blue. Man, does he have to like click for every time it moves? That'd be so obnoxious. I could play this. Eh. It'd be a nice segue into Teferi though. Actually, that's not bad. At least this is hard to kill. Yeah, I think the Teferi is actually better in this situation. It's a relatively empty board. We can get him out early, and we might be able to just survive around. Ooh. Genesis Chamber is really good in this list because he gives out 1/1s to all of us, and when our creatures die, he draws cards. So it's extremely good in his list. It's one of the best cards in that you want, like 99% synergy for sure. He just wants us to clear our board so he can see a shitload of cards. But that makes my Teferi a lot worse because now people have more to attack with. And his Norn combos with this, so he's going to have a shitload of 1/1s. What bad timing. Now I regret not playing this. There's no way I could have known that he had this in hand, though. Just rotten, shitty luck. Why are you attacking me when this is in here? Like, stuff like this, like, little things like this just get under my skin so badly. It pisses me off to no end. hits me for 1, and like this guy gets to go on scot free. I guess he likes the Genesis Chamber too. Yeah, he's like Big Easy. He's like, it's a gift. It's not a gift. It's a gift to himself. Not buying what you're selling. One target artifact, up to one target creature, and up to one target land. Oh. Untap the chosen permanents you control, tap the chosen permanents you control. Okay, so I can play a creature and have some blockers. That's nice. Intruder Alarm's gonna be pretty kick ass. I wish I could play Intruder Alarm and our commander in the same turn. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I do have enough because I can untap with Teferi. But then I won't be able to -7 and get the ultimate before a bunch of crappy stuff starts to happen. Um. Hmm. Oh shit! Intruder alarm makes this go infinite. That's probably a bad idea. He sacks a creature. He makes um 2 tokens, 2 treasure tokens. Um. He finds a way to untap him one more time. He sacks 2 non-creature artifacts. He makes 2 constructs. 2 triggers of intruder alarm goes on the stack, and he does that pattern before the second trigger resolves. So he makes infinite death triggers. That's probably a bad idea. Where's my orchard? What a pain in my ass. Just every fucking game. I just have to be like a little annoyed by like what people do on a regular basis. Like they're minor things, but because it's like repeatedly done to me by multiple people, it just gets under my skin. And it like no one cares about what's going on over here until this guy draws 30 cards. That's what it is. No one gives a damn until he gets to C50 cards, which it's gonna happen with this goddamn artifact in play. And like these little minor inconveniences, they add up because like now I have less mana to interact with this hoe. I have a dead card in my hand because of this guy. If I was a betting man, this guy has no idea what's going to happen over here. Has no clue. Too bad all these things are really tiny. This doesn't kill Dick. Do I just say let it all burn? Play intruder alarm. Let's let this guy just make ungodly amounts of stuff. Why? There is no enchantment for me to kill. There's nothing on the board that I care about. I care about what's about to happen. Like, I don't care about this. It's if that's the enchantment he's referring to. I need something to tap my stuff down. And then we'll be in good shape. Maybe. I'm pretty sure Teferi dies to the dragon. Wish I looked for cards. That's my last useful thing I could have done with him. Now I'm digging for an untapped trigger. The hell? Okay. I have a feeling this is going to go on several of my permanents. Okay. You could kill this with just attacking it. It's a bit of a waste of a counter. I guess if he kills it manually, he increases the odds of hitting something he wants gone, really? Because it's random. Okay. It's just all coming at me. At least the fairy. I don't mind. Let's make this fucking thing huge. Make the honey big. What's the random thing you blow up? I'm so pessimistic. God fucking damn it. This game's so tilting. And now these guys get to keep these permanents because this only blows up things when there's more than 2 counters and stuff, so it's useless now. I didn't want to be pessimistic, but I just had a gut feeling. 1 in 3 chance. The odds were good. I don't understand why no one attacks this guy. No one does anything to him. Like, he has dedicated at least 10 damage to just killing off my planeswalker. Minimally. This guy has bodies in play. Like, what are you losing? 1/1/1 to a 10/10? Have some balls. And then I drew my tap source, so it's always a turn after. I could have used it. I guess crack this landscape and get that out of the way. He gets second non-creature artifact, make 2 more 1/1s. He could trade 3 or 5 tokens away to kill this. Trade his dragon off. You know what? I don't think this guy has the fucking balls. Pro clutching, leaving it up to block. Irritated me so much, I don't really care what he does. If he blocks, he blocks. I don't know why he's pro clutching this. I just figured he would. I think if this guy was swinging everything this way, he could be dead before he could get his commander out and draw 30 cards. And then his biggest contender would be out of the way. This guy is not seeing cards. Going for the Jensen. Man, took pity on me. I don't know why. Surprising. Maybe he's got a big board wipe. Oh, it's 2 or more. So I guess it triggers one more time. But now his guy is dead. That's why he did that. That makes more sense. He's shuffling his dragon. Okay. He's looking for a new thing. Costs 5. It's discovery, so he could just hit a 1-drop to replace it. This wouldn't be bad in our deck, actually. Littering stockpile. What these guys should have been doing is attacking with reckless abandon like me, trading off as many of these as they could to deny this guy from drawing a ton of cards. I guess the alternative is you could cast a board wipe and kill all of our stuff. Because it only draws when toughness is less than 1. So he plays all these like minus effects, and there are a lot of board wipes in black that do minus effects. Probably partially why he plays things like Yeheni, because it grows so big and he dodges his own board wipes, so he'll be the only thing that survives those. And he kills us with a threatening attacker. Hmm. Hmm. A lot of nothing. Hmm. You know what? I'm in the fiery kind of mood. You just make this guy do whatever he wants, pick all the mana he wants. I wonder if the game would end. Fuck it. At least I could hold the game hostage. Now, the guy on the left, if he goes to play one of his big dumb board wipes, he can make an infinite amount of tokens and make him draw his deck out and kill him. That seems like a fun way of doing it. This is an ETB trigger. Yeah. So I can tap this down in response. What a shocker. Who could have saw that coming? Oh, just makes my blood boil. Makes me so fucking pissed. Again, no one has done shit to this guy. I don't know fucking why, but that is the case. I'm the only one who's hit him all game. Expecting a board wipe of some kind. Not yet, I guess. Hmm. You could also just make infinite tokens at instant speed and kill all three of us. I'm all for that. Being asked. 7 mana open. He tried shooting off the thing with Ward 2. I guess he could pay for it. I don't know. Paid 5 mana to shoot something to shock something. Does this have like a passive? This 3 damage instead of 2. Yeah, I wonder if the guy on the right sees that he could make infinite 1/1s, and he just doesn't. There you go. He's gonna notice it now. No, didn't do it. I don't know if I even bother should say anything to the guy. Feels like it's hollow. Like if he doesn't see it, he doesn't see it. If he knows it exists and he's just letting it go, then he's a gentleman. I don't know if you're a smartass. Just let it play out, I guess. You do that. You do that. Ooh, let's get any artifact. That's fun. Um, hmm, to be moments. Didn't need it, but he has it. Yeah, an intruder alarm here. I guess he could. So he's gonna untap this. Keep searching his library. There you go. What we get? You do this a few more times. Maybe 4 more times. Is there like any other special condition on this? Does it need to be doing that? The intruder alarm's in play. Might refill my cucumber water here. Could also work on this, I guess. I think tomorrow we're gonna be playing Sammy. He's the artifact list. Wildcat Captain. Oh, it's kind of trippy to look at. There we go. It's the budget version. Well, they like it hard because of the flavor text. It says, the hard way it is. Oops. You know when you type things or you write things and clear what you're thinking is not where it's meant to go. Basically what happened. Still going. Alright. We knew it was going to take a long turn. It's fine. Placement wise, thumbnails made. Hmm. There's one more thing I'm missing. I feel like I did something in the stream. Um, the hell? I'm at a loss for words. This is, I guess, the other downside to Magic. If I was in issues, I'd be having a lot of fun. Not every game is entertaining to watch. I think the best game we've had so far is probably the first one. You know, we got kind of dirtied, but we made a decent fight at the end. The beginning of last game is playing out the similar way of this game. I don't know what it is, but like I got single-handedly targeted for doing very modest things, and then other people just get a pass. Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna look up. I want to copy this part. Somehow got cropped out earlier. There we go. It's 31st. Set that for 9, and we'll see you tomorrow for Sammy. I think for Zarel, I might just play um, exclusively CDH and try to see if I can beat my record, because he is, I think, a good replacement for Lord Windgrace. Kind of want to put that to the test. But for the way that I build and play it, I think it's a good one-for-one swap, and then I will have to make some slight changes to that list. Why? Oh, it's indestructible. All of his stuff is indestructible, sure. A little bit overkill. It's indestructible because he has a Darksteel Forge. Hmm. This feels like a little bit of a rage quit. Yeah. I think so. My record with Windgrace, I think it's 11 wins. Okay. Just disconnected. I don't know why he did that. He sucked up 13 minutes of timer and then quits. Hmm. Man, what a very unsatisfying game. If this guy is just slow rolling us. Can't tamp my guy down to abuse this. Yeah, let's get the. Yes, always. Always with the counters on. Uh, hmm. Guess we can't safely attack anywhere. No, this board is so cluttered. When you have a 7/7, you can't do anything with. Let's look at my win grace list real quick. Me and the guy on the left, we were talking about like what's going on, why he left, and I was describing why I played Intruder Alarm, and that if he went for his big dumb board wipe, he could just make infinite bodies to either go to combat and kill us on his turn, or if he went to play the board wipe, make a infinite bodies to make the guy on the left draw his deck out and kill himself that way. It has menace. Ooh. Sure. I kind of want to die anyways. Let's double check the record. It's been a while since I looked at it, but I'm pretty sure it's either 10 or 11. I feel like my YouTube feed is pretty wild. I watch a ridiculous like array of things, and the algorithm does not know what to recommend to me. Kind of like that. It keeps everything I watch somewhat fresh. I like variety in general, like music, for instance. I can't stand watching or listening to the same music over and over again, and it's of all different genres. All right, it's one of my very first videos. So let's scroll to the bottom. Down memory lane. I think the music is obnoxiously loud, so I'll have to pause it and replay it. Six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. So yeah, I have to beat 11. I didn't really come close. Actually, no, I did come close. I lost on the 10th game two separate occasions. The last time I attempted to beat my record. There are some downsides of Zero versus Windgrace, and it kind of goes both ways. Just everything out. Oh no, the 1/1s that come my way. It's like you like splitting up the damage. I don't really care at this point. This game has been a long slog. Oh geez, this might break the game. Too many triggers on the stack. That'd also be a very disappointing end. Playing a game for 80 minutes only for the game to break at the very last moment. Back to talk about Windgrace and Zero. Windgrace is a little more evasive. Um, he's a planeswalker, not a creature. That's a plus side. The other plus side of Windgrace is he has like this looting effect where you discard a card to draw, and if you discard a land, you get to draw two. But the nice thing about Windgrace is you could play Silver Bullets like Elemental Blast and Hosers for like blue, like Choke and stuff. And in the games that it's good, it's phenomenal. In the games that it's not, you just pitch it away and replace it with something else. That's the other benefit. No, the benefits of Zeril is you get to play lands from your graveyard whenever you feel like it, so you get to do the strip mine loop very consistently versus with Windgrace, it's um, depending on how much loyalty you have, it's either every other turn or um, you suicide your commander to bring back your strip mine. Zero also puts counters on things, so you make a threatening board versus with Windgrace, you don't make a threatening board. So I guess it comes down to card advantage and evasion of most removal spells. Getting rid of planeswalkers is hard to do in one-on-one games unless you have removal stacked in your list to deal with it in one-on-one. Like in my Windgrace list, I do because that's what you normally have to deal with. A lot of obnoxious planeswalkers, like in one-on-one games, it's typically the commanders typically deal with is Rogak and Tevish Zat, and then the other one is Ragavan. And they're both very different lists. Like the Rogak, the partner commanders, they're just they're just a blueless uh, farm deck essentially, while Ragavan's an aggro list. It's really low to the ground and really obnoxious to deal with. So they get card advantage from your own deck. They're seeing more cards than you. Regardless of the cards being not their own, it's still an advantage that they have over you. So they trade more cards with you than you can with them. And those are typically like my worst matchups in Windgrace. Uh, I guess they're not the worst, but they're hard. The other really tough matchups are other dedicated control lists that do have a lot of removal for planeswalkers. It's rare, but there are a lot of control lists floating around in one-on-one because um, you only have one opponent to deal with. So if you could reliably refill your hand with a commander that draws you cards, then your one-for-one removal gets 10 times better. I'd say in one-on-one, control lists are probably the best suited. And you could build against your most vulnerable matchups. It's hard to split though between two of them, which is other control lists and the Ragavan lists. You'd build against one or the other, but typically not both. And you just hope that you either don't get matched up or you draw better than they do. That's usually what it comes down to in one-on-one. Sometimes there's like skilled moments, but they're kind of rare and few between. It's kind of like playing a 60 card format almost, just with 100 cards, singleton. There you go. Now you can kill us both. I think he crashed the game. Guess the mono red player wants the game to end too. Ooh. Commander costs 7. 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah. We do have it, and we can make a blocker. Yeah, but just do this at sorcery speed. I don't have to do it at sorcery speed. Could dupe him. It's a lot of mana. No, stop. His attack step. The dog's been needing some attention. That's fun. Skills are board. It's got the mana to do it. So GG. Okay. Well, not the most craziest and most eventful thing in the world, but uh, he just kills our creatures, draws a bunch of cards, and then we, I guess, move on. uh, Kills us with his really big creatures. Tomorrow, though, at 9 p.m., we're going to do Sammy. Hopefully, the games are better. Um, it was just brutal tonight and the night before. Sometimes you have those like dry spells of just like uh, nothing goes right in Magic, and then other times you're hot. Like I've played games where things went totally great for long stretches of time. Like I've had several sets. In Final Fantasy, the previous set, I won. Like every time I streamed, I played at least 2 games, and I played 8 different decks, and I maybe lost 2 of those games. It's just some of it's luck and, like I said, fire. Um, you go into it hot. We're in a cold, steamy pile of shit right now, and tomorrow might be different. It's a little more degenerate kind of stuff. We make all of our stuff cost dirt cheap with artifacts. Hope to see you tomorrow at 9. Thanks all of you for watching. Hope you're entertained hearing me talk about it. Take care now.